Men and women gather separately and together in non-scripted conversations over the topics at hand. The people and their responses are real. No telling what's gonna happen. It's his and hers. Let's jump in. All right. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of His and Hers. I'm Omni, etc., the Plug Production Director. And from left to right, top to bottom, we have Tiandra out here in Louisville, Kentucky. Valenice out in
Hello.
ATL, Charlie. All right, Atlanta, Georgia. Terry, again, back with us yet again. Louisville, Kentucky. And Jamie and Calicia down in Jackson, Mississippi. How are you all doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
All right. So this is His and Hers, the relationship podcast where we have panel discussion of men and women relations. And the first question is, I told the panel to brace themselves before the show. Let me get to it. All right. The first question is, will you forgive your significant other if they cheat on you?
Nope.
Nope. Off top, Melanie said, nope, not
Nope.
at all.
Deal breaker for me. Absolute deal breaker.
Deal breaker for you, okay.
Yep.
Tiandra, your thoughts? And feel free to chime in. It's not just ask a question, answer a question. Chime in, play off of somebody else's, answer.
I guess it depends. I'm not gonna say it's a deal breaker.
You're not gonna say it's a deal breaker? It depends. Okay. Terry, what you got? I see you thinking. You thinking hard.
No, that's kind of easy. I must agree a little bit. That's not a deal breaker. How long have you been with this person? What are the issues that went along with the cheating? There's different elements to that. 3 months, 3-week relationship, you might go, but still always got to be with the time frame of how long you've been with this individual. So that's kind of the main point of it. So deal breaker, probably not.
So for me, I'm married. And so there's a lot that goes into that if that was to happen. So it's just a lot at stake. So that's why I said it wouldn't be a deal breaker. I guess it depends on the severeness of it. So.
Okay.
So for me, I know myself, right? And I'm not married. I have not been married. But I would not be able to sit there and look at you and think about you being with another woman for whatever reason. So I'm sorry, my dog never does this. And for whatever reason today, she is going ham in the background. But I just know me and I wouldn't be able to deal with it. I wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Okay. The couple.
So we will all agree 2 weeks.
You said what, Terry?
So deal breaker meaning you have to be in a relationship for an ample amount of time, or somebody who's single. Of course, the first couple of things might be a deal breaker. We agree with that?
If I'm just dating a guy and we establish early on that we're both dating, then if he, has sex with someone else, that's different. But if I'm claiming you, you're claiming me, we're in a relationship, we have an understanding that we're going to be monogamous, then that's a deal breaker. Like for you to step outside of that, our agreement, for me, that's a deal breaker because I know myself and I just wouldn't be able to deal. Like I could forgive you for cheating, but I'm not going to be able to stay with you afterwards because now I'm not going to be able to trust you.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's hear from the couple.
So I mean,
It's been interesting.
we're both divorcees, so we've been in relationships prior to now, and I it definitely has not been a deal breaker like off cuff for me. Like if that's something, and it all depends on how you find out about it, where the information comes from, if they're upfront and they're honest, and also like, is there ever a place where it's okay to cheat? Like I haven't ever understood people's understanding of what cheating is for one, because cheating constitutes as many different things for different people. You know, there are people who think that cheating is just flirting with somebody else or having conversation with somebody else. So the definition of what you are considering cheating has to be taken into consideration before anything else is discussed. But so like if we have boundaries, if we set boundaries and there's a clear understanding of what we both expect, and you go outside of this boundaries or you go outside of this relationship, but you're man enough or woman enough to come to me and say, hey, I had a moment of and I had a moment of where I felt like I couldn't be who I said I was going to be, and this happened. I can say that I would be able to forgive if somebody came to me straightforward and told me, versus like me finding out through like text messages or somebody coming to me, Barbara to Shirley, woman to woman. Like I can't handle that. But like if he's straightforward, she's straightforward, then like we may be able to work through it. So it's all about communication and balance and knowing who you're with, knowing your partner's expectations, and being willing to meet those expectations. Because if I'm in a relationship, me personally, and my partner is consistently telling me I want this, I want this, I want that, and I'm not providing those things, and he steps outside or she steps outside of this, then I have to be able to mindfully say, well, what did I do? Like, don't blame yourself, but just be understanding that if you're not supplying the needs, somebody else always will. So there are many things that go into this. So I can't say that it's a deal breaker for me, but it's definitely something that I would take into consideration about moving on. So that's my answer.
Yeah. I guess from my standpoint, it's always about the vibe. I guess always about the circumstances. So let's just say you and your significant other, everything is going great. I mean, like, and you feel like, hey, we got a love relationship, we communicating things of that nature, and a few spits and spats here and there, and you find out they're cheating at that point. Now, you probably feel like, hey, I'm putting everything forward. Like I'm in a great place and this person cheating on me, then it may be a deal breaker. But if you are, back and forth arguing, I'm leaving the house for 2-3 weeks at a time and going off doing my own thing, like it's certain, you kind of setting yourself up for certain things. If there's no bad communication, poor communication, y'all fighting, you going off the weekend to Vegas and stuff like that, like you pretty much know that anything can happen at that point. But I guess if you're in a good headspace and that person is really, stepping out on you, or got you looking bad, then that may be a different story. So I think it's just all about the circumstances leading up to it.
That part. Don't As women, I can't speak for men, but as women, we never want to be made a fool of. So like if you out here in these streets and you doing what you're doing, like let me have the upper hand. Let me be able to say, girl, I already know. Like don't have nobody coming to me with nothing that I don't know about what you're doing. So that's my
Men don't want to look like Boo Boo the Fool either, getting played on.
okay. I'm just saying. I can't speak for y'all. I just know what we feel like.
Me, when I enter into a relationship, I have like my set of ground rules, just like we all have our boundaries, right? And for me, my thing is like you said, don't have me looking like a fool. I can make me look like a fool, but you can't. So if you are doing something, don't let a woman call me telling me about my man. Let me have that upper hand. So my thing is, don't bring me no babies, don't bring me no diseases, don't have no woman coming to my house, my job, calling my phone, and you free to move about the country. If you out here cheating and lying and ducking and dodging and doing all that, I'm not checking your phone. I feel like once I get to that point where I have to start questioning if you're telling me the truth or not, the relationship to me is already over. And I don't believe in driving myself crazy. So that, I wouldn't be able to lay next to my man every night knowing he'd have been deep sea diving in somebody else. Like I just wouldn't, it would drive me insane. So I would just rather end the relationship and move on amicably and leave it at that.
Gotcha. All right. Looks like we're ready for the next question. So this one is also a doozy. All right. Do you think exes can be friends? Who wants to go first?
Um, I'm going to say yes, only because, well, I guess it depends on how that relationship ended. If it ended on good terms, I mean, I don't see a problem with, I'm actually friends on social media with several guys I used to talk to. So I think it's possible.
I feel like a little bad guy here. I don't believe in being friends with my exes. I don't care how the relationship ended. Like, you know, if it was somebody that I just talked to and we just like, you know, messed around or something like that, and we just, you know, separated and he started messing with somebody else, or you know, I got serious with someone else, then I'll still be friends with them. But my ex that I lived with and we were in a relationship, I don't believe in being friends with them afterwards. It's like, shit, you should have been my friend in a relationship. Maybe it would have lasted longer. So if you couldn't be my friend in a relationship, you definitely can't be my friend, you know, afterwards. So, but that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hold on to stuff. And I guess with me, so I'm 42. And of course, with age comes wisdom. Now, had you asked me this question in my 20s or 30s, I definitely probably would have said no. But I don't hold on to stuff like I used to. I used to hold grudges. I used to be angry and bitter. I'm just at a different place. So like none of that stuff, I mean, it just is what it is.
So my last 2 relationships were abusive relationships. So for me, there's no need to have a friend, you know, like what you know, what are we friends for, you know? So that's why I stand on that.
That's understandable though.
Yeah. And my exes before that, I was a kid, you know, I was a teenager, you know, in my 20s. So I'm still like friends with them. If I see them, I'm cordial and everything. But these last 2, no way. Like, no way.
Okay. Who else got anything to say? Got about a minute left.
I guess I was wondering if that cuz was going to go first because he's in front of us on the screen. But like, I mean, I don't think it's a problem. I don't personally. Well, okay, so let's be clear. I have kids from previous relationships, so therefore, in order for my kids to know that, you know, there could be peace among people without them being in a relationship, I try to show them, you know, that we can get along for the sake of them. So there's a lot that goes into that. I want them to know that there's a such thing as peace and prosperity in any situation, no matter how bad it may get. And it's a boundaries thing. Like whatever you and your partner decide, like if there are people in your relationship that you talk to your partner about, you like, this happened in this relation, they're like, I don't think I want you to talk to them. There's a piece, you know, of their whole situation. So it's just all about what your expectations are and like what you know yourself to be. Because like if you have any type of feelings that are linked to these people, or if there's anybody you feel like, oh, I may call this person later on, you may need to relinquish those ties from those people in order to make sure that your relationship is successful. So, you know, it's a case by case basis. Everything we talk about is all about perspective. And Velanice, I want to validate you and your feelings and your emotions. I don't know how old you are, but you know, like Tiandra said, like later on in life, we don't even be caring about stuff no more. We just want to be happy. We don't care. Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's happening? Moving on with our lives.
I'm 38 years old, so I'm still, you know, I haven't gotten to that 40 yet. But for me, like I said, what works for me may not work for somebody else, and what works for other people may not work for me. And in order for me to keep my sanity and my peace, I just would rather leave you where
Absolutely.
you know, where you are.
Absolutely.
And if I see you out, you know, you know, we can speak and have small talk, but for us to like go out to dinner and we keep, you know, keeping tabs on each other and, hey, how you doing? And how's, you know, I don't see it.
And I guess that's another thing, you know, definition of what friends is, right. You know, like, are we acquaintances? Are we cordial? Or like, you mean, hey, let's go out to dinner, let's go out to eat. Now, those are differences between our friendships versus me just being able to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Bingo.
I'm sorry, y'all, but we
got
to cut to commercial break. This is great. This is a great conversation. We're going to hear more from the panel when we return. It's His and Hers on the Plug Network. Stay plugged in. Want your brand or business featured on the plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. I'm telling what's gonna happen. It's His and Hers. Let's jump in. All right, we're welcome back to His and Hers, and we are going to continue the conversation right where we picked it up at, because I like where it was headed. Who's speaking? Trying to remember. Was it you, Villainese? I think.
I believe Terry was
Oh yeah,
speaking.
you're right.
Mhm.
Terry just uh
No,
got into the
last thing I
conversation.
said was what I think Jenny said. Bingo. How long have you been in this relationship?
Or what do you
Get the
consider
question.
what do you consider friendship? So everybody, considers a friend, different than other people. So it just depends on what friends are to you, and if you can be friends with your ex after the relationship. And I have tried it
Friends.
in the past, but that person wasn't over the actual relationship. So it became like we were still together and they were still questioning me as I was their woman, as opposed to just saying, hey, how you doing? How's life? How are the kids? And I'm like, fine. They want to know, if you dating anybody? Are you sexually active? I'm like, whoa, sir, this is not that. Like, I don't talk to my friends about their sexual. I don't care what they doing in their boom boom room. That's none of my business. So if we're going to be friends, let's be just like homies. But you ask me about what I got going on behind closed doors, that's none of your business. So it was just one of those things where it did not work. Trying to keep up with them afterwards.
Gotcha,
It also
gotcha.
go back to what Tiandra's kind of. It also go back to what Tiandra kind of said. As we get older, of course, as we get older, we think a lot differently. Meaning, you could have ex could have been 10 years ago. You might say hello, goodbye, etc., etc. You can still be Facebook friends, but nothing's really going past that. It's just an ex that you friends with. I just hopefully it's not friends with benefits, you know. But other than that, of course, somebody probably could be friends with an ex. I got a lot of friends, you know, and it is what it is. Plus, as you get older, you know, we don't still have too many friends that we grew up with that's still solid friends to the day, whether you still dated them or not. Some exes not even gonna think about, but there's probably not even on a whole handful that you can say hello to and still be friends with that individual person. So yeah, you probably could be friends with your ex without benefits though.
Without Come on, Terry. The benefit package. I mean, if you get the benefit package. No. All right, let's move on. My name Bennett. I ain't in it. Look. All right. Next question. All right. Let me animate it. All right. Will you say? Okay. Will you say you're sorry to make your partner happy, even though it's not your fault? Like, if you know it's not your fault, will you still
Yeah.
say, "I'm sorry"? Just what I'm saying, just to make him happy. Just to be like, you
I,
got it.
I'm sure every lady, I'm sure every lady on here is gonna say no. Y'all not
Absolutely.
gonna apologize too many times. I see that. I want my guy to
Yeah.
chime in on this one. But other
I'm
than that, women ain't
apologizing.
gonna be saying.
I'm apologizing
Yeah,
because one, I don't
okay.
want to hear. I don't want to hear the foolishness. Like I don't want to hear what you got to say. I ain't trying to argue with you. I'm sorry. Whatever
If
you felt like I said that made you feel the way that you feel, I am sorry. Can we just go to tomorrow?
yes,
Let's just move on to
if
the
it'll
next.
keep the peace in my house, absolutely. If it'll
I
keep
mean,
you quiet and off my back, I'm sorry. My mama's sorry. My kids sorry. We all sorry. I'm apologizing for everybody.
Because it's definitely my mama's fault. It's my mama's fault.
It's
She
fine. I
raised
get it
me
from my
like
mama.
I mean, I will. They are few and far in between,
Mhm.
but I have to genuinely, and for me to apologize, I have to be wrong. I ain't gonna do it just to appease. No.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You get that siren out. Go and get something to eat, and you be through with it. I'm sorry. You know what? It's my fault. Yeah,
Blame it on me.
yeah. It's me.
But the
It's
difference
me.
between women and men is we know when they lying, when they apologize lying. We know, like we know off the cut that is not a real apology. Like you are lying to
What,
me.
man?
Look,
She said it's
I'm
not
not
a
Denzel.
lying
I'm not
apology.
Denzel or Will. So I'm gonna put my apology together the best I can. I'm gonna package that thing up.
And listen, I'm a Virgo, so this is what I'm like. What you sorry for?
Wow.
What is it that you're sorry for exactly? And now he gotta try to make it up, and I'm like, well, that
Well,
ain't even what we was
what were
talking
you
about.
talking about? And that's what I'm sorry for.
See, I can
Most
put
men are gonna apologize just because they want peace.
together.
So they don't care what they gotta do. They need their woman happy.
Yeah, give me a little piece in the
I need to
house.
know why. He be like, thank you for what?
You
What you
know
think?
for what?
I need definitions. I need it lined out. I need a paragraph. You got to tell me exactly what you're talking about.
She want a thesis of the apology. All right. uh, moving right along. Next question. Look, we gonna mellow it out. We've been turned up. We gonna mellow it out real quick. If you could plan the perfect date, what would it be? If you could, that means unlimited resources. You're Jeff Bezos. You can
I want
go.
my man to go first. I need to hear what this is gonna look
You
like to
got
him.
Amazon money. Go ahead.
Well,
Speaking of Amazon money, I just
so we will probably get up one morning with no luggage or anything like that. We'll catch a flight to Bora Bora. We'll have somebody there cook us lunch or dinner or something like that. We'll enjoy the evening, enjoy the scenery, do a little light shopping. Neither one of us are no huge shoppers. Get some little light shopping done, and then maybe have like a chef come in and fix us a favorite meal and stuff like that, some drinks, music, then go listen to some live band.
I don't know this man. I don't know who this is.
We got Jeff Bezos. He said we got Jeff Bezos money right now.
Hey,
We're dealing with Jeff Bezos money.
I'm Jamie Bezos right now.
Word. Tell him,
We
Jamie.
definitely Allen hopping.
Y'all go
We Allen
ahead.
hopping.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Shopping.
She
Allen
said
hopping,
shopping.
shopping.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I would want to get a jet and just fly all over the world, just go everywhere, stop in each place and have dinner, wine, lunch, sex, all that, everywhere, all 50
On
states.
the
We can go to a couple.
balcony.
Look, we can go to a couple of we can go overseas too. A couple countries. So that's what I would want to do. I would want to just go everywhere on a private jet, shop, eat, have good sex, and make great memories.
All right. Terry, you the only one that hasn't answered yet. What's your you
Well,
got you got
being a single
Walmart money.
being a single guy. No, okay, but being a single guy now,
All right.
the first perfect date will find that perfect woman. But then on the other level, we're gonna no bags, go to Paris, France, and think about things once we get there. We got no baggage because we got Jeff Bezos money.
You can just get the clothes and everything when you're there. I feel it.
Yeah, when you get there, you won't need no bags.
Okay. Okay. Let me pull from the list of questions. Okay, we had a nice moment, but we might bring it back to where we're at. No, we're gonna have another chill one, and then we're gonna turn up. We're not gonna hit y'all over the head all the time. What is your love language? Uh, Tiandra, you're muted, though.
I'm just up here talking.
Yeah.
I think about this. I've been thinking about it often. So I know what it's not. It's definitely not gifts. Like I don't give me gifts. That's not it. But I think words of affirmation and acts of service.
Okay, acts of
Mine
service,
is
words
acts
of
of
affirmation.
service.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, V. What did you say?
It's acts of service for me as well.
Okay, just acts of service. You don't have a part two.
No, acts of service.
Okay.
I'm still learning about love languages, so but I do know acts of service is one of my love languages.
Okay. Okay. Terry, what you got? What's your love language?
I'm still learning. On the next episode, then I will reveal what I'm thinking right now.
So you have no clue, none at all. What you want? What are your expectations from your mate?
Say it one more time.
What are the expectations from your mate that make you feel good when they accomplish them?
Just be a genuine good person on the inside from the heart. That's one. Just
Okay.
be a genuine good person. Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying it now and I'm learning. I'm still learning that game of life.
Got you.
So
All right. Jamie, Khaleesi, what y'all got? And then we got
Khaleesi's love language is touch.
And see, I'm just playing.
It's the same language. They know.
I'm just playing.
They know.
I'm
They know.
just playing.
You had to say it.
I was just saying. It goes hand in hand.
Physical touch is definitely her love language.
Touch me, tease me.
My love language is not as hot and bothered. Affirmation, words of affirmation is kind of what does it for me. But we know each other's love language, we respect each other's love language, and we try to, make sure everybody's, getting what they need from that standpoint. So
that light makes you look really good.
It does back it up a little bit. But yeah, so affirmation and touch, physical touch.
I'm definitely a touch. Touch me. That's all I need. It's just
All right. On that note,
closing out the show. Good night.
We're gonna go to this quick commercial break, pay these bills, and we'll return with more his and hers. Stay plugged in. Want your brand or business featured on the plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. No telling what's gonna happen. It's his and hers. Let's jump in. And we are back with more his and hers. Great question last round. Quick discussion about love languages. And now, the new question is, when a woman wants to be married, should she propose?
Yes.
Who said yes? I wasn't looking. Who said yes?
I said yes.
Okay.
I said yes. I mean, I'm so sick of this conversation. I'm so sick of this topic. The reason why is because everything in life is changing. Gender roles, genders, like the world is evolving. Like I'm sick of the conversation. Like if she want to propose, let her propose. Stop denying women the right to do what they want to do. I support a woman that get on her knees. Am I gonna get on my knees for certain things, but proposing probably not. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like if he wants to marry me, he needs to ask me. We've had the conversation because here's another conversation I'm sick of. If a proposal is had and the woman denies the proposal, is the relationship open? I don't know. That's between them. Why would he be proposing if they hadn't talked about it? Like if he don't know that she want to get married, why is he asking her? I be having so many questions, y'all. But yes, if she wants to get married and she has discussed it with him and she is tired of waiting, yes, girl, go get your ring, propose to him, and do what you got to do. That's my answer. I can't speak for nobody else. To each his own. This is not advice. You need a disclaimer on here. This is not professional advice. This is strictly conversational pieces. All right.
I'm definitely the wrong person to ask because I approached my husband when we first met and I asked for his number. So I'm a forward, assertive, aggressive woman.
I say go for it. If that's what you want, go for it. If you want to be with that man, I know for me, I asked somebody to marry me a couple of weeks ago. I guess they don't want to, so I didn't get on my knee or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I was like, hey, maybe it was the way I asked. I was like, hey, you want to get married? Like,
at least I'm shocked. I'm really shocked at you. I was expecting
listen,
a no from you.
I will continually shock you.
I'm here for it. I like it.
Yeah, I will continually shock
but
you.
But if you cheat, I'm out of here. I don't care what the situation.
Right, but if you cheat, though, I'm done.
Give me my ring back. I'm over this.
So yeah, I say go for it. I'm with you, Jenny. Like, so much is changing, and I even know women who proposed to men, and they had, long relationships. I know men that proposed to women, and it ended within 2 years. Who's to say that this is the right or wrong way to do it? So I say go for it.
Yeah, like, I don't know if Fat Cat has anything to say, or Jamie, you should go next. But like, when you talk about that type of situation and you realize like there are men who are proposing to men, like what is the difference? There are women who are proposing to women. What's the difference? Like, am I supposed to hold them to a standard? Am I supposed to say, no, she's the male in the woman relationship? You can't do this. So like, stop holding people to gender roles when they are becoming so insignificant in the day and age that we're in. Okay. Men, y'all speak on it. Hey, will you marry me?
Listen, so I think you have to know who you're with, and some men are, I guess, indecisive, and it may be the best thing for them. It may be the best thing long term, and say, hey, they may need that nudge. And what I'm saying, is it wrong? I don't think it is wrong if that's what the woman wants to do and it gets the job done. So there is no wrong in that approach, so it depends on just, who you are, what you're comfortable with. And some women aren't doing it now because of social media and social backlash
and Christianity.
Yeah.
And not that we're not religious or spiritual. I'm sorry. I was just saying.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. It's your turn.
I didn't interrupt you. But
no, go ahead.
I'm gonna go. I'm
done. No, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
It ain't my turn. Because you told me to
in
go.
front of these people. Talk.
Because it's obviously not my turn to talk.
We in a real relationship.
Get watch out. So yeah. So if a lot of ladies weren't pressured by what people would say and bashing her on social media, if she feel like she found a good man or found a good woman or whatever she's found, and she wanted to say, hey, this is what I want to work on. I want to work on a long-term monogamous relationship with you. Will you marry me? I think it would be by far away, you would see it a lot. You would. But if social media found out you as a woman went out and proposed to a man, you know you get it. You get it on your neck. You get it on your head. They're going to be on your top for the next 2-3 years. When, well, you know how the older crowd going to be talking, well, you know she proposed to him. He ain't no real man. Like, you got to deal with a lot of stuff. So that's a lot of people that's avoiding it. A lot of ladies avoiding it.
So at what cost?
So that's not.
We avoid what cost, or they avoid it at what cost? Because I asked somebody to marry me, so.
Yeah. Well, see, the cost is that opportunity. They're giving up that opportunity of what they really want. Like, it's in their mind, it's in their heart, it's in their thoughts. Like, they can see themselves doing it. And then when they say, bang, you know what? Wherever you do it, somebody's gonna be recording, or you're gonna want to record it. And then when that video come out, you can be like, man, she a sucker. Man, she a chump. Man, she gonna get bashed for doing it, and he gonna get bashed for accepting. He a chump, he a wimp, So, it's like a lose-lose situation. And your mind is perfectly normal. But social media gonna eat you up with it.
I disagree with that. Social media, I don't know. What is it, old school or new school for the woman to propose or not propose to her man? Is this a new thing, or the older generation started this? When you saying they're gonna get back?
I think it's newer generations are finding it acceptable. I think the last 2 generations, you see people saying, "Hey, I see this man, I want to marry him. This is the step I'm going to take." Now, my generation and the generation beyond me, the 34 and up, they're going to get, those people are ready to bash a woman for doing it. Of course, you will have a few people that say, hey, that's fine. Hey, I would have did it, whatever. But behind closed doors and on social media, when the thing gets shared, you'll see it's not as popular as she going to think about it as in her head.
I still disagree. Disagree with you, Jamie.
And it's okay to agree to disagree. Like, it's and that's the problem in our society too. Everybody is so wanting their opinion to be what's right, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You right, he right, I'm right, they right. Everybody is right. Everybody gets it right. Like, you do what you do. That doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you any less of a person because you choose the route that you choose.
I got something to say off that. Any females that want to say they want to marry me, I'm going to make sure they don't talk about you. You're going to be famous. You're going to go just so beyond. It's going to be unbelievable. So women would not be talked about. I don't see that happening where a woman is going to be socially talked about if they propose to their significant other.
Are you on social media?
Yes. So you didn't see this.
Drag them.
They drag these women. Like, these women are ostracized when they are proposing to them.
See, I see the opposite. They're dragging the dudes.
Both.
Yeah, both.
That's correct. That's so right.
I didn't hear.
No, I can't.
You said you didn't hear what she said?
I didn't hear what she said.
She said that she sees them dragging the guy.
When the guy proposes?
No, when the lady proposes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
They basically calling them a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feminine energy. That's his business.
Who cares? Like, my thing is, social media can't run my house.
Cannot, will not.
My grandma can't. Like my ancestors dead and gone. Y'all can't come up in here and tell me what I can and can't do and what's acceptable and what's not. Because when they got together, it was like pre-planned anyway.
Exactly.
You know, it's like
ordained. This all she had. This all she had. This basically her brother.
Turned 18, she gonna marry David. It was all, you don't even like David. You don't even think David cute, but you gotta marry David and have all David babies. And be faithful for him until the day y'all die. So yeah. I hate social media for real in real life. Like I really do. If I didn't need it for business purposes, I probably wouldn't even be on here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Moving right along. Next question. I like the energy of the last one. We just came out the gate. Next question is, whenever you dated, how much did your friend's advice impact your decision making? Again, I'm gonna run that back. Whenever you dated, if you date now or if you've dated in the past, whenever you were in the game, how much did your friend's advice impact your decision making?
None at all.
You can say whatever
I
I want to do.
Right. I mean, ultimately, like I would listen, but you know, it was still on me to decide what I was gonna do. So, you know, either way, my friends would be like, if I took their advice, they'd be like, yeah, girl. And if I didn't take their advice, they'd be like, yeah, girl. They gonna support me, basically. Whatever I do with this person I'm dating, they gonna support it. If I'm hating them 1 minute, girl, I told you, you knew he wasn't. Or if I'm like, oh, girl, I told you. So they gonna roll with the punches.
That's how my friends are. My friends are team me. So if I'm good, they good. If I'm bad, they bad. If we want to jump them, we about to jump them. If we leave them alone today, we leaving them alone today. But they don't get to dictate what I decide to do because they don't love this person. They don't care about this person how I do. And you know, when you love and you care about somebody, you'll take more things on the chin than the next person that don't. So for me, it's like you can give me your advice. You can tell me your situations that you've had that are similar, and you can listen to me vent. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do what my heart wants to do, what my mind wants to do, and my body wants to do.
That's a really good point about taking stuff on the chin, because you got to be really careful about what you share with other people, because everybody won't forgive that person, like, you know, and they're gonna continue to be like, but didn't he do that, and didn't he say this, so why you still with him? I can say honestly, I don't have a big friend circle. I am Kalisha party of 1, 3 party of 4 if you count my children. But we rock and roll and we do what we do. So I have never been I've always been an influencer. I'm not easily influenced. Like, I'm a leader, not a follower. So I don't have that problem. And if there are people in my circle who actually do have problems, they come to me with it, I'm always looking for the silver lining. I'm always looking for the best case scenario. Like, let's work through this. Like, if this happens, what about this? What about that? So, you know, you always have to have different mindsets and different aspects and different outcomes to make sure that you are getting to the greatest person that you are. So that's my take on the situation.
Okay, and with that said, we're gonna come back, get the fellas' take on it right after these messages. Want your brand or business featured on the plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. I'm telling what's gonna happen. It's his and hers. Let's jump in. All right. Welcome back to His and Hers. And the current matter at hand is whenever you dated, how much did your friend's advice impact your decision making? Jamie, I think we're on you.
Yeah, I've always been a listener of our group. I've never been a person that I guess divulges a lot of information on what I got going on or what I'm doing or nothing like that. I've always been real tight knit about stuff like that. And so by listening, you gain a lot of wisdom and knowledge and stuff like that. Most times if we're talking, I'm gonna allow you. You're going to make the decision yourself. I'm not going to give you no great advice and, hey, man, that was great. Thank you for telling me. Most people know the decision they're going to make regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to listen, allow you to come to your conclusion, and that's it. But as far as me dating somebody and you telling me who I'm going to date, that's not how I can't see that. Like, it's nothing you're going to tell me. If it's on my mind, that's what I'm going to do. Nothing, literally nothing. And most people aren't going to tell me anyway. Most people don't feel, I don't know, I guess they don't feel comfortable trying to give me no advice anyway. I don't know why.
Okay. Most people don't feel comfortable.
He don't know why. That was the part that got me.
I don't know why.
No clue why somebody wants to tell me anything.
Tell me, you can just tell me.
Moving right along. Fact cuts, tell us what you think.
Yeah. Terry, what's up?
Move on with the next question. Absolutely.
You say absolutely? It does? Care to expound or no? Oh, it doesn't?
Oh, it does.
Oh, okay. All right.
No influence.
No influence. All right. Next question. Do you make conscious efforts for a relationship? Like, is it a conscious thing that you, or do you just, do you just fall into the relationship? How does it work? What are the mechanics? Let's break it down.
You conscious. Conscious person.
I guess I'm the only one that's married on here.
What is your definition of marriage?
Because things have changed.
Via marriage certificate. So when I met my husband, I knew on our first date that he was gonna be my boyfriend.
So I actually, this may sound horrible, but it's the truth. When I was with my ex, I knew that it was only a matter of time before one of us left the other. And I had already had my sights set on somebody else. And so I was like, yeah. So I made a conscious effort.
She said she went in with an escape plan.
I already knew
Get out back.
Look, I already knew who I wanted to be with. I already yeah. So I was making a conscious effort to be in a relationship with that person.
All right.
There you go.
Terry, go ahead.
It's definitely all about self-conscious now. God first. So if you don't even have that even in your veins, you can't move on to the next one. So it's like definitely you got to be more cautious now. So agreed again.
Okay. Jamie, Kalicia.
So y'all want to hear a story?
Oh no, baby.
How much time y'all got?
We got a little bit. We got 8 minutes.
No, I'm gonna be quick. So when I met him. It was on a whim. He was hosting this karaoke party, and it was on my birthday. I went. I met him. He sang happy birthday to me. Didn't know me from anybody else in the room, but he was like, happy birthday to you, whatever. I was like, bet. So I started following him on social media, started liking all his posts, started showing up at everything he said he was gonna be at. I was making a conscious effort to be in his sight. I was like, oh, he gonna notice me, okay? One way or another, I started working out. So yes, I am very conscious about my efforts when it comes to seeing somebody, and I noticed that that's not celebrated, because recently, you know, with the Toby and the Wigway stuff, I don't know if y'all know who that is. His wife now made a very conscious effort to be in his life, to be present, to be around, to make sure that he noticed her, and people were flipping out because he said that he didn't want her initially. So I mean, whatever works for you. Like, yes, I am definitely very conscientious about the things that I do, about what I chase, what I'm after, what I'm looking for. So for me, I'm conscious.
Yeah, the consciousness part is something that kind of evolves with me. You know, like now I expect her to go where I'm going. I expect her to do certain things. Let me tell my answer, bro.
I ain't said nothing.
You kind of hate on my answer.
Come on,
side.
Keep talking.
Okay, so I'm more about routine, and so as Kalisha started being in my routine, start being in, you know, who I see every day, the circle and stuff like that, it became the norm. So that started my consciousness. But initially, no, I'm a very free spirit when it comes to that. That's kind of going and doing who's there. And eventually the consciousness kind of came as far as the relationship with me.
So this is a warning to women out there who are consciously chasing somebody. Understand that when you start that, you are setting the tone for the relationship, and you can't get out of it. So you have to consistently do that. So I admonish, warn women who are consciously chasing a man. Admonish you straight away, because he's gonna expect that once you get him. He's gonna be like, oh, you're not going today? He's like, I just want to take a break today. And they're like, no, you can't take a break today. You've been there every other time. You gotta be there every day. So like, just
reprimand. You trying to reprimand somebody?
I'm reprimanding you guys. Don't do what I did. Let him chase you. Don't chase him. All right. Next question, Ami.
Reprimand.
We are muting ourselves.
I love it.
Y'all great. All right. 5 minutes left, so we're gonna do this one. All right. Let's go around the room and ask everybody, what makes a relationship stronger? In your opinion, what makes a relationship stronger? Tiandra.
Okay. So I know this is gonna be like cliche. So it's definitely communication. And both parties have to be willing to give themselves. So for me, I used to try to change my husband in the beginning of our relationship. I used to get so frustrated because I'm an extrovert, he's an introvert. And I used to try to forcibly change him, and that's not who he was. So allowing each other to be who you are in that relationship and communicate.
Love it. I don't want to sound cliche either. However, I think, like you said, communication, trust, openness, honesty. You got a problem with me, let me know what that problem is. Like, don't leave it to me to figure it out, because in my mind, I'm not perfect, but I'm really close to it. So if there's a problem with how I'm doing something and how I'm operating, how I'm moving, pull my coattail, let me know, so that I could start, making a change to make the relationship work. And also both parties wanting us more than we want the me and I. So I think that if we just keep that same hunger and energy that we had in the beginning when we were chasing each other, or I was chasing you, or you were chasing me, or whatever we decided that was going to make us be together, I think if we keep that goal first, we'll be able to continually be stronger together.
Love it. All right. Terry, what you got for us, man?
Communication. That's definitely number one. Honesty makes it stronger, but also just understanding each other's personal habits, what they like to do. Enjoy yourself together, but also have time enough apart to still want to come together. So stronger isn't gotta be clingy around you every day. You might need space. They might need space, but communication and just understand who you're dealing with. And God first, number one.
God
That's
first.
about it.
So he said I couldn't ask a question, but I have a question. Would you rather be, so they say there's two types of people in a relationship. There's one who loves more than the other one. There's always one who loves more than the other. Would you rather be the one who is loving more or the one who is being loved more?
I've been loved more and I didn't like it. I'm not necessarily saying that I want to love a man more than he loves me. I would like for us to love each other as strong and as equally, but
Yeah.
I loved, and that shit almost I'm sorry. And that's almost
Gotcha.
so
Tiana, what
I
about
was
you?
almost loved to death, So yeah.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay, answer.
I feel my husband probably loves me a whole lot. Not to say that I don't love him.
I got you, girl. I got you. Terry, what about you? Would you rather be loved more or love the person more?
My mind is saying 50-50 love.
Oh, well, whatever. So what makes a
I say
relationship
whatever. I mean,
The
starting
question-
off in a relationship, a man we are gonna love the woman more starting off in a relationship. We all understand that because you wouldn't be with the man if we didn't put the time and the love that you see. But over a period of time, does it still got to be 80-20? Eventually over time, just on that area, 50-50 love. 50-50 love.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
want 100-100.
Well, 100-100. Yeah, facts.
I was gonna say, Real we can't get into that conversation. It's a whole nother session. What makes the relationship stronger? So for me, intimacy. Like I just think that it is very important. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That is a perception that has been thrown or thrust upon us by society. Because when I say intimacy, I'm specifically talking about sex. And I think that as women, me as a woman, I think that sex has been very important to me prior to, just understanding what a relationship is really about. And when you get into a real relationship, you really realize that sex is not the boundaries or the basis of what a relationship is. But as women, we want to be desired. And if you're in a relationship and you're getting everything, but sex is not there, you feel like, oh, he doesn't really desire me. Like, stop. Like, it's not about that. So like intimacy is important, but intimacy is not just about sex. So a relationship is grown and built on intimacy, but also communication. So communication is what we build our relationship on and what we have built our business on. And it's the ability to effectively communicate, not just communicate. And to communicate, you have to be an effective listener. You have to be willing to understand and be willing to empathize with your mate's emotions, with their feelings. And you have to recognize their triggers, because all of us come into relationship with issues that we have had in the past, whether it be childhood, whether it be past relationships, and you don't always know those triggers until they're pulled. So definitely communication and definitely understanding your mate and realizing what you need. And he's pointing at the time. So go ahead and say what you got to say.
Yeah, she tried to talk you off, dog. That's what she tried to take him all the time. Go ahead, Jamie, real quick before we go.
You don't know what that means. Quick, what is it?
If you want to know how making a relationship stronger, figure out what happens in your first argument. When you really have that first argument, and are you going to be saying things that can't be taken back? Are you going to be able to move forward in the relationship? Not the loving part, the sex part, you're going to have all that. But when you disagree, when you really have that first disagreement or the third disagreement, like how did that happen? Is that person trying to pull the best out of you? Are they trying to get an understanding of what's really going on? Are they trying to see your side of the coin? that's when you figure out if you can build on something, or if the argument is strictly about tearing that person down. If you're willing to go to the depths and go to the ends of the earth to tear a person down in an argument, then you really don't have anything that you can build.
Gotcha. All right. Well, everybody, thank you all for joining us. Real quick, since this is the plug yourself for the audience. Tiandra, go ahead. Tell us what your thing is, what you got going on.
I'm Tiandra, aka the Marketing Maven, aka the Black Business Guru. You can follow me on Instagram at T Marie Consulting. Yeah.
All right. ATL Shouty, what's happening?
I'm Valenice B. You can follow me on social media at Valenice B, VALENESE B. I am your tax fairy, your credit fairy, your financial fairy, taxes, credit. I got you covered. I have a second chance staffing agency. I'm also a talent. So if you need a model, a comedian, and or a brand ambassador, hit me up, Valenice B.
Gotcha. All right. Terry.
My name is Terry. I'm your barber's favorite barber. Need a haircut? Holler at me. Also an event promoter. My next event is kind of on April the 30th. Come out. You got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DC Enterprise. Log in and keep up with what's going on. Now you plugged in.
Word. All right. Jacksonville. I mean, not Jack. I keep saying Jacksonville.
You do that every time. Don't disrespect Jackson, Mississippi like that.
Jackson, Mississippi. I'm sorry.
Hey, what's going on? This is Jamie Jenkins here with Kalisha. We are Hello Black Man. We have a journal line called Hello Black Man. It's all about writing some things down. The journal asks you questions. So basically what you're doing is you're writing an autobiography. It's something for you to get over your past, work on your present, and have something for future generations to know who you are. Not just your Facebook posts, not your Instagram posts, but if something really happened to you, you would know who you are and how you got to the place in your life to make you the person that you are. So it's helloblackman.com. It's Hello Black Man on any social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Hit us up, man. We're always trying to connect with people and do some networking.
And you can find me at Kalisha Patrice on any social media network. And I'm done. Bye.
I don't know if we got all that, but they'll get it on the playback.
Kalisha
Anyway.
Patrice. Kalisha Patrice.
Kalisha Patrice. All right. Well, thank you to all of the panelists. I can't speak right now. Thank you to all of the panelists this evening. This has been another episode of His and Hers. Good night and stay plugged in. Want your brand or business featured on the plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. I'm telling what's gonna happen. It's his and hers. Let's jump in.